Hello everyone. Today I'm going to tell something from the hypothalamus part of my brain. Like Anurag said, it's going to be a little intense, serious. So, okay, let me start. Today I would like to narrate a story that resembles many of the Indian women who just accept the status quo like thousands of Indian women do, who just succumb to the situations however bad they are. So this is the journey which turned out to be an extraordinary journey of willpower and stubborn will and hope for life. I have two things that I want to reflect upon across this journey. One is what is freedom, and the second is what is the price you pay to achieve it. Do you recognize this lady? So she is Neerja Bhanot. She's 22-year-old when she passed away, succumbing to tens of bullet shots while she was saving hundreds of passengers on a Pan Am aircraft. At the age of 21, she was a victim of dowry harassment when she left her husband and went on to become a flight attendant in Pan Am. This lady, Vichendri Pal, she is the first woman, first lady who scaled the peaks of Mount Everest. Since the age of 12, her passion has been mountaineering. She is one of the finest and the most successful mountaineers India has ever seen. She has faced opposition all through her life. You recognize her? Arunima Sinha. She is the first amputee Indian woman to scale Mount Everest. She has a very interesting story. You know how she lost her leg? A thief pushed her under a train to, steal her bag, and then she lost her leg. More recently, when I was going through the Syria refugee crisis, her name is Huda. She has been displaced thrice. She lost her entire family in bombing in Syria. She went to Turkey as a refugee. There she faced immense amount of turmoil, and then she moved to Egypt. Right now, she is rehabilitating thousands of Syrian refugee women to get back to their lives and take care of their children. So, what do all of these women have in common? These are the women who fought their way out and who were courageous enough to show their path for the generations to come. Many a times, we do not imagine ourselves in situations so unfortunate, and we will not realize that such things can happen to us as well. We are human beings, right? So I'll take you through my journey of how I ended up being here. So my mom is a typical Indian middle-class woman who was constantly worried about taking care of her children, and trying to make both ends meet with a really chauvinistic, cynical husband. You understand the typical Indian reservations that we have, right? Don't go out after 6, don't talk to boys, wear chunni, things like that. And we all follow them. I mean, we are good kids, right? So at the age of 7, my only aim in life was to get married and have kids, and I really wondered how. So, because that's what has been told to me day in and day out every day, that I have to take care of in-laws, I have to, clean up the house, etc. It was a happy, small, simple family with little glitches here and there. And then let me move on. Teenage struck me, and then so is the reality. I lost my brother for a undiagnosed disease, maybe because we didn't have enough resources or money to save him. And then more cracks started coming up. Behind this rosy, beautiful family was a streak of domestic violence, alcohol and drug abuse, and torture. So when I use these words, right, I mean the first thing that we imagine in our mind is a really, hurt, bruised woman crying with a lot of cut marks, etc. No, that's not what I'm talking about. There is, in this modern world, there exists a really sophisticated method of torture. These are words, these are swears, this is vulgarity that emanates out of ego, male ego. It's just not male. I mean, even a women can do it to a man. So what happens in this process? I mean, you are literally crushed. You really don't have any self-esteem whatsoever. And you just end up succumbing to the situation, not being self-aware of what you are and even the little bit of understanding that you are alive. So I was shielded with all this. I mean, I was soundproof. I really didn't know about any of this until one day when I really witnessed it with my eyes, my mom being thrown out of the house helplessly. At this point, I was shocked because this is the same father who calls me a princess, who puts me on the top of the world. And then there are two different realities, right? You really don't know what is true, what your life has been all about all these years. And I was a clueless kid, so I just saw two options in front of my mom. One, to succumb and live the life that she has been living for the past 20 years because, you get used to this kind of sadness and it's easy. And it's just few more years, right, before you give up. And then the second one is fight and retaliate. And this is tough because you have no money, you have no talent, you have no job, you have family to support, you have no finances whatsoever, and you have society which gives you 100 opinions and each of which always says that you have done a mistake by choosing freedom over submission. As for what I did with my freedom, I've been an outlier forever since then. I've been using this diligently to understand what my true calling is and what my purpose of life is. I've experimented a lot, I have traveled a lot, and in this process I figured out it's just not, a true calling just needn't be one. I mean, you can be multi-talented, right? I mean, you can be satisfied doing multiple things instead of one. And it's a gift in itself. And you will be happy only when you pursue all these things in tandem. Earn your freedom, cherish it, relish it, but at the same time, be brave to own up to your actions. Have a successful life. Thank you.